Hi, just wanted to make a little video to share with all those that are faced with our presidential election this year. I don't know you probably, and you don't know me probably. I am a 60-year-old Texas-born, self-employed father who is just wanted to share a few of my thoughts. I ran across an article in the Washington Post regarding sex scandals, and I call it a shaming cycle that the Democrat and Republican Party have entered into uh, that has handicapped the Republicans' ability to really compete. The article was called "How Republican and Democrat Sex Scandals Differ." I believe that Trump is a result of these things that have hindered the Republican Party in electing people. We, as a Republican Party, find that we want to seek a perfect person to fulfill our purpose, as opposed to seeking a perfect enough person to fulfill our purpose. The article goes on to have a few graphs. It references another study by another author, which you can see in the link here, uh, and that is this article here. And he went in and did a study, and Christopher Ingram summarized it and put it into a graph form. You can find this on the internet. But in wondering why Trump came about, I came to the conclusion that Trump's candidacy is a last-ditch effort by 40% of the Republican Party to salvage a self-destructing Republican Party and to save our constitutional republic. The article's conclusion is, finally, it's worth noting that the Democrat voters have been more forgiving of scandal than the Republican counterparts. Democrats have been twice as likely to win the next re-election contest as Republicans, 53 to 25%, according to the analysis. Partially, this is because voters hate hypocrites. And there are few things more hypocritical than a candidate who runs on family values, as Republicans have, and then cheats on his spouse. All of which goes to show that cheaters do sometimes prosper, particularly if said cheaters are a Democrat. So my comments, just briefly, are that we have a trump card. In an effort to overcome the doomed hypocrite abandonment behavior, 40% of the conservative Republican Party, they humbled themselves and spawned Trump, a purpose over perfection candidate. So far, Trump perseveres under Democrat exploitation and, even worse, Republican Party self-destructive via hypocrite abandonment. If Republican establishment folds rather than play their 40% Trump card, which they've been given, the Obama fundamental transformation solidifies and a Republican Party is no longer relevant. However, 40% of conservative Republicans playing their Trump card are still in the game, despite establishment Republicans folding, true to form. Hypocrite abandonment, conceding win to Democrats. So, I voted in the primaries for Cruz. I'm a Cruz guy. But is there wisdom in the 40% who use the Trump card? There's a few comments from people. You can just briefly read those, pause the video and read them. But my conclusion is that the 40% Trump card has disrupted the key Democrat shaming strategy, because 40% of the Republicans will not be shamed into conceding. Was the Republican primary cycle a test to see who could withstand a Democrat-type shaming? Because Trump sure dished it out. Can 40% Republicans break the behavior pattern of the candidate hypocrite abandonment? Might Trump defeat Hillary? Might 40% throw out those establishment Republicans in the 2018-2020 elections? Can Republicans return to a constitutional republic as the nation founders intended? What would happen if we selected future Republican candidates to be perfect enough for the purpose and stand by every one of them with forgiveness no matter what, holding the Trump card in hand? those are my thoughts on where Trump came from and where we are at. Take it for what it's worth, but go vote.